Zion is the last bastion of human civilization on Earth, supposedly. In actuality, it is a human slave camp created by the machines as part of the cycle of control. This real-world prison is a place full of mysteries and legends. One of the most interesting citizens of Zion is Counselor Hammond, who has a very enlightening conversation with Neo in Matrix Reloaded, a conversation that could conceal the true nature of the One. Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Before we begin today's video, we would like to proudly announce Matrix Explained memberships. Members will unlock badges and emojis for live chat and video premieres, alongside other benefits such as early access to videos and more, with other benefits being added in the near future. This directly helps us to continue to make content for all Matrix fans. So please join us and enjoy today's video. The scene begins with Neo waking up in the middle of the night. He can't sleep because he's been having nightmares about Trinity's death. He goes outside and there he meets Counselor Hammond, who is also an insomniac strolling around town.
I hate sleeping. I never sleep more than a few hours. I figure I slept the first 11 years of my life, now I'm making up for it.
The Counselor, just like every other major character in the franchise, embodies a philosophy. His philosophy is to seek understanding, or expose the contradictions of reality. Hammond confesses to Neo that he doesn't like to sleep. He wasted too much time asleep in the Matrix.
I just haven't been able to sleep much. It's a good sign. Of what? That you are in fact still human. Have you ever been to the engineering level? I love to walk there at night. It's quite amazing. Would you like to see it?
Hammond assures Neo that him not being able to sleep is a good thing, that it proves he is still human. Earlier in the movie, when Neo arrived at Zion, he was greeted as some kind of deity, someone to worship. Hammond's comment about Neo's humanity wasn't to trivialize his supposed divinity, but to acknowledge that he is indeed human. To back this up, after Hammond mentions that Neo is still human, he begins to talk about human dependency on the machines. This is interesting because it gives us a glimpse into the Zion leader's opinions on Neo. Perhaps for some, he is a savior. For others, a fake. Some may suspect him of not being human.
Almost no one comes down here, unless of course there's a problem. That's how it is with people. Nobody cares how it works as long as it works. I like it down here. I like to be reminded this city survives because of these machines. These machines are keeping us alive while other machines are coming to kill us. Interesting, isn't it? Power to give life, and the power to end it.
The Counselor is pointing out the existential contradiction in which they live in. On one hand, machines keep them alive. On the other hand, machines want to kill them. But what Hammond said foreshadows the nature of Zion. No one ever questions how Zion had survived for so long, how fast humans have managed to build so much and simultaneously evade the Sentinels. As long as Zion works, nobody cares about the details. If they did, they would come to realize that Zion's existence doesn't make sense. How is it that they have so much sophisticated machinery to help them survive and traverse the real world, and the enemy machines have not found them and attacked them yet? The answer is simple. The people of Zion do not ask how things continue to work, as long as they work.
We have the same power. I suppose we do, but down here sometimes I think about all those people still plugged into the Matrix, and when I look at these machines, I can't help thinking that in a way we are plugged into them.
Hammond references human dependency on machines. It somewhat foreshadows what the architect reveals to Neo about the previous Zions. The fact is that these people are alive because the machines allow it. What Hammond is saying basically associates the machines in Zion with those of the Matrix.
But we control these machines, they don't control us. Of course not. How could they? The idea is pure nonsense, but it does make one wonder just what is control? If we wanted, we could shut these machines down. That's it. You hit it. That's control, isn't it? If we wanted, we could smash them to bits. Although if we did, we'd have to consider what would happen to our lights, our heat, our air.
An interesting thought. For the inhabitants of Zion, machines are the source of their power. For the Matrix machines, humans are the source of theirs. This apparent contradiction makes us question who has the power in the Matrix. As Haman said, they could destroy the machines in Zion if they wanted to. But then what? The same applies to the enemy machines. They can disconnect all of the humans, but then what happens? They would lose their source of power, just like Zion would. The machines need humans, and the humans need the machines. This dualism is the result of the war. Though neither group will admit it, a symbiotic bond has been created. It is no longer that the machines are parasites to humans, or that the humans abuse their power over the machines. Both species need each other, and nothing is more evident of this as when Neo confronts Deus Ex Machina. The machine rejects the hard truth that they need help. However, Neo explains that Smith will soon infect everything in the system. The machines couldn't stop him, but he could. Reluctantly, they agreed to a truce. Zion symbolizes the Matrix as much as the Matrix symbolizes Zion. The roles are just reversed.
So we need machines and they need us. Is that your point, Counselor? No. No point. Old men like me don't bother with making points. There's no point.
An interesting response to this irrational philosophy. The contradictions have reached a point that an explanation is no longer needed.
There is so much in this world that I do not understand. See that machine? It has something to do with recycling our water supply. I have absolutely no idea how it works, but I do understand the reason for it to work. I have absolutely no idea how you were able to do some of the things you do, but I believe there's a reason for that as well. I only hope we understand that reason before it's too late.
Read between the lines, and you will see that this stanza hides Neo's true nature. Haman compares Neo to a machine. The machine's purpose is to recycle water, keeping them alive. Haman understood that Neo also had a purpose, but he did not understand what that purpose was. Haman basically does not believe in the prophecy. He knows that Neo has incredible powers, but has not accepted that the purpose of those powers is to save them. And he is not wrong. Neo's purpose was to return to the source and allow Zion to be destroyed. The purpose of the One was to help the machines, not the humans. Without a doubt, Haman is a very wise person who noticed the contradiction of the existence of Zion and the prophesized One. And these contradictions exist because nothing that has happened makes sense. It was a plan to maintain the balance of the Matrix at the cost of the endless cycle of destruction of Zion and the rise of a supposed Messiah. The actor who portrayed Haman, Anthony Zerbe, is currently 84 years old and is still working on new productions. It would be interesting to see this wise character return to the Matrix, even if it's just to show us the contradictions of reality one last time. But do you agree? What do you think about Counselor Haman? For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.